What up, everybody? It's your brother New Breed coming through with another live stream. Pound the like button on your way in. What's going on, everybody? I see Jane Doe in the house, Ryan Blad, Hitman, Double D Animations, Casper, Farrah's in the building, Chris Briggs, BD Jack. Salute to the chat. Hope everybody is feeling good. Hope everybody's blessed. I see Sick'em Dogs in the building. Kia Loves in the house. Mama Bear Judah. All right. All praises to the Most High. I want y'all to do me a solid and pound the like button on your way in. It helps drive traffic. As you can see, I'm streaming from New Breed Universal ENT. And man, I got a plethora of material to react to this evening. Let me put this out here off the break. Straight Way Ministries is headed for self-destruction. I'm talking about this cult is under fire right now. You got content creators from all walks of life, asking one question, the $1 million question. And that is, where's Bryson Murray? I go over there to Pastor Dow's videos and I see through the comment section, all I see is, where is Bryson Murray? The people are concerned. They want to know what's going on. And all you see over there is damage control. All you see over there is more brainwashing techniques, more military mind games, more manipulation, and more lies. And it's a crying shame because something's going on in the community as a whole where people just don't seem to know right from wrong. And we're gonna break this thing down. I got a lot to react to here. With no further ado, I'm gonna start sharing some of the material that's been aired since Bryson Murray has been missing. Now, for those unaware of who Bryson Murray is, let me just quickly reiterate what has taken place. Bryson Murray is the son of former NFL player, Daniel Murray, who played for the Indianapolis Colts, played for the Green Bay Packers, and a few other teams. And the irony of it is he left the Indianapolis Colts and he joined a cult by the name of Straight Way Ministries. And apparently his son was last spotted with 2 black eyes, a busted lip, a swollen face. There's a side-by-side picture that's floating around the internet where he almost looks unrecognizable because it's that much swelling going on in the young man's face. The grandmother, she called the police. Within 4 minutes, the vehicle where the young man was being transported was searched. The young man wasn't there. And it's to believe that somehow they switched vehicles or, put the young man in another vehicle, drove off, and he has not been seen ever since, right? He haven't been seen ever since. And it only leaves room for speculation to what happened. People are wondering if the young man is still amongst the living. We're wondering where this young man is at because there's a silver alert, statewide silver alert in Indiana. And it's because the last time he was seen, he clearly need medical attention. So you got local law enforcement, pretty much concerned about his welfare and well-being. And he's still missing. And the church over there has been pretty much taking the oath of silence. And we are still left in the dark. And they're carrying on with Sabbath services as if nothing is going on. They're playing a lot of mind games, a lot of religious games, and it's really a crying shame. So I'm going to point out some of the games that are being played. And so I can show you, the people, that It's not that people are coming for a straight way. It's not that people want to destroy their ministry. No, there's self-destruction all over the place. They're literally self-destroying, right? They're terminating themselves. They're on a self-deletion mission when it comes to their ministry, and that's based on what they're putting out in the media. And I got to make that very clear, right? That we're not concerned about some war and going back and forth and hurting this person and hurting that person and tearing down some ministry. Listen, Straight Way is not the only religious cult out here. They're not the only church out here. And they're not the only people who are following. The people over there are not the only people following false doctrine. We're concerned about the young man. And it's like a lot of the detractors who, are criticizing brothers and sisters for drawing awareness to the situation. They think it's about going to war with the ministry when we're just concerned about where's Bryson Murray? Is he still alive? I mean, the parents had an opportunity to cooperate with local law enforcement, and an hour before that rendezvous, they pretty much begin to, be uncooperative. And that's a red flag. That's a huge red flag. And it just leaves room for speculation. It leaves us to wonder. And it's just a bad situation. So let's talk about some of the antics that have been going on over there. And then I'm going to share with you all some of the detractors who are going against people who are actually spreading the word and bringing awareness. Because yes, you have people out there who are, working darkness and wickedness to try to cover up what's going on over there. And some of them just have their own, they have their own, what's the word for it right now? They have their own narratives, their own motives. That's what it is. They got their own motives and things of that nature. But we, the people, just want to know where Bryson is at, their own agenda. Exactly. And we'll point out some of those people as well. So thank you for that. With no further ado, let's see here. It's quite a few videos, and I want to share this with y'all. We're just going to go over here real quick. And as you can see, there's a video titled, "We Stand in Support with the Murrays." We stand in support with the Murrays. And I want y'all to take a real listen to this video, and let's break it down.
Morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. Pastor Dowell here. Well, I'm sure by now a lot of people have heard somewhat of what they believe to be what they think they understand concerning the Pastor Murray situation up there. And I can tell you, I'm going to do just like the world does. Whenever something is under investigation or whatever it is, I'm not going to do like a lot of people do, sit there and rush to judgment. The one thing I do know is that the news media has definitely done spun the narrative. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this right here. It's amazing.
Now, the question should be, when he says the news media spun the narrative, how? Is the pictures we seen of Bryson inaccurate? Did the Murray family not say they were going to meet up with police and cooperate to show that the young man's welfare is okay? And they canceled an hour before? I mean, seriously. How did they spin the narrative? Show us where the media is wrong. Let's go.
How is something, as soon as it hits the public out there, as soon as it hits the public, people automatically believe that whatever is being reported is true. Don't y'all know news media by now? Don't y'all know how this system works by now? You don't know how it works by now. Well, anyway, everybody allegedly in this country is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But the way it actually works is you're guilty and they treat you as if you're guilty. And here's the problem.
See, there's no type of accountability. Nobody worries about, well, let me restate this. Dow is not worried about Bryson's well-being or speaking in regards to Bryson, but he's just talking about somebody, whether they're innocent or not. My thing is this: if Daniel Muir is innocent, which is the man of interest, why on earth did he not cooperate with local law enforcement? It makes no sense. If he's innocent, why not just stop all of the speculation and debate and come forth? Yes, this right here is a master manipulator, a straight up warlock. Let's go.
The problem is, I wonder if the news media, because I'm at liberty to say this, because I know some of the things that's going on, but because there's legal counsel involved, I can't say too much because they don't talk to me because they're in another state.
So how they don't talk to him and he knows there's legal, well, of course, they like to hide behind their lawyers over there in Straight Way, right? They like to hide behind their lawyers, and you can't hide behind lawyers when you're pretty much being a fugitive, evading the law, where there's a silver alert and a missing child. You can't hide behind lawyers with this type of situation. Anyway, let's go.
All right. So, but I wonder, as soon as the truth of all this comes out, and I wonder when the news media found out that they falsely reported something, and everybody else they was swift to jump on the.
How did the news media falsely report anything? Are you saying that the pictures are fake, that the young man was never abused and the young man was never hit? If that's the case, why didn't the family cooperate? If it was just a lie coming from Bryson's grandmother, which they're throwing her under the bus and calling her all kind of names, if it's just a lie, why didn't y'all just come forward and prove that it was all false allegations? It's very simple.
Bandwagon of condemnation. I wonder if all these people are going to come out with the same vigor and tenacity and repentance. I wonder if they're going to make a video saying that I'm sorry and all this other stuff, because at least it looks like it's heading that way. It looks like it's heading that way.
Now, why on earth would we apologize for being concerned for Bryson? Why would we apologize because we're making video content wondering where this missing young man is? And you, as the head pastor, instead of aiding and abetting, lying, manipulating, and being the low down scoundrel you are, and clearing up what's going on, we want to know. See, this is textbook narcissism. This is textbook gaslighting. This is textbook manipulation. For us asking, where's Bryson? He wants us to apologize for being concerned for the young man. Very interesting.
Because, man, I tell you, as soon as a story or news break or whatever it is, and you see things, and look, just because you see something, it don't mean that that's the way it is. And man, oh man, how many of you out there are really, truly learning about natural family members?
So now they throwing a grandmother under the bus. And there's an article that I'm going to be going to where the grandmother shares her testimony and what took place. And y'all really need to hear what the grandmother had to say, for real. Let's go.
I remember some time ago, before I even started the community or even the Straight Way Truth Ministry in itself, we was having a church in the home. And my natural family members, man, they hated it so much that they brought forth a false allegation. And my wife and I had to actually go get an attorney in order to beat back this wicked organization. And Because, man, I mean, I'm like, who follows up on these outlandish charges like this without knowing the truth of what's happening? And man, I'm telling you, and so I beat DCS at least 2 or 3 times on false allegations, to the point now that if somebody even makes some allegation, something like that, they don't even follow up.
So he's trying to make it seem like this is one of those type of situations. Well, let me see, who is this person? Let's get them. I told y'all New Breed is under demon spirits. So let me get this right. I'm the one under demon spirits. Okay. Let me do you a favor. Why would you want to come over here listening to me then? Let's get this person out of here. I'm telling you, man, it's some psychopaths. It's some psychopaths out there, y'all. I'm telling you. Now, he's acting as if this is one of those situations where a family member just made up something. When we got photographic evidence, we got literal evidence from Indiana PD saying, look, they searched looking for the young man to check his well-being 4 minutes after the 911 call, and the young man was missing, gone, poof. We haven't seen him yet. What false allegations did the grandmother make? Y'all wouldn't even cooperate. Daniel Muir has yet to come forth. This young man has been missing since June 16th, y'all. Nobody on the outside world have seen him since June 16th. I mean, think about that, y'all. They've been sitting there making video after video after video. And not yet have they produced young Bryson Murray. And he's talking about how he beat DCS and all of this type of stuff. Crazy. Let's go.
No more. It's just sickening. It's sad, the type of world that we live in. But I want to wait to see if people have the same vigor, the tenacity, the drive, the determination to say I'm sorry, to run to repentance, to say I got it wrong, say I jumped the gun, and do all this after everything has come out. We'll see. Because again, I don't know everything. Pastor Muir has been informed by his legal counsel about how to go about doing something. That's the reason why you don't hear nothing. And just like they do in the news media, we can't answer that question. We can't answer this question until an investigation has been done. That is fair enough, right? I mean, after all, I'm not the judge, the jury, or the executioner.
So clearly, this liar here, he knows more than what he's putting on. And clearly they think they can hide behind lawyers. And that's not how the judgment of the Most High is going to work in this situation. You're not going to be able to hide behind your lawyers. See, the Most High is exposing a lot of things with this ministry. Now, either he doesn't know what's going on, or Daniel Muir is innocent. It's nothing else to it, brothers and sisters. Either he doesn't know what's happening, or he knows that Daniel Muir is innocent. See, what Dow is doing is giving y'all double tongue. He's giving y'all fourth tongue. 1 minute, in one breath, he's saying, look, I don't know. It's legal stuff involved. The next minute, he's saying the news is wrong. Either that, let me say this again, for those who not using their minds over there. Either Dow, listen to me closely, y'all. Either he knows what's going on, or he does not know what's going on. See, Dow is only concerned about Dow and his image and his ministry and losing people. He don't care about the young man. I want you to hear what he says again. Pay attention.
Can't answer that question. We can't answer this question until an investigation has been done. That is fair enough, right? I mean, after all, I'm not the judge, the jury, or the executioner, and this is not something that's even in the jurisdiction and the conus of Tennessee. What in the world is going on with y'all out there?
But you're also the head pastor of this church. You're also the head pastor of this church. It's a lot of irony in the fact that you pretty much excommunicated your last right-hand man, your last elder, and you had all these disparaging remarks to say about that man. And now the man that you have as his replacement is now in all these type of legal troubles. Where's your discernment? You were judge, juror, and executioner towards Pastor Rufus, but now you can't judge the situation. You literally can't judge the situation in regards to Daniel Muir. It sounds like to me that you're a respecter of persons. It sounds like to me even maybe that NFL money is what got you saying you standing behind the Muir family. That's what it sounds like to me, that NFL money that you getting. I need you to make it make sense. This ain't adding up. How you got this individual leading the church and you don't know what's going on, ain't got nothing to do with you. I seen him in the comment section of one video said it ain't none of his business. Y'all, Dal is in the comment section of one of his videos because people grilling him. And he literally says, this ain't none of my business. It is your business. That's the crazy part. Because it's your church. And you're supposed to be the man of Yah who leading the saints. But soon as that's the thing about being a leader, being a head dude in charge. When things hit the fan, it is your business. You're supposed to be leading these men. Let's go.
It's amazing, isn't it? So anyway, I'm going to tell you this, that Straight Way, we stand in solidarity with Pastor Muir and his family, and them. We'll continue to keep praying for them. They have our 100% undying loyalty and support.
So they're standing in solidarity with Daniel Muir, the Muir family. There you have it. So now for the record, y'all, he stands in solidarity of Daniel Muir not cooperating with local law enforcement, evading the law, essentially. Here we have a pastor saying he stands with the man who evaded the law, failed to cooperate, who is a person of interest right now and a fugitive, a wanted man. Just to show you how idiotic he is, he's online saying he stands behind a wanted man. I'm telling you, man, these cults definitely take that oath of silence. They definitely take that oath of silence. Oh, it's much more video content that's highly inflammatory. Don't get it twisted. And we're going to get into it. But first, we got to go to the testimony from Bryson Murray's grandmother. Now, the grandmother is the mother of Christian Muir, Daniel's wife. So, for the record, because people were wondering, is this Daniel Muir's mother? No, it's the wife's mother. Let me pull that article up for y'all. Give me one moment. And this made it all the way to Fox News, man. This is Fox 59. And I just want you to hear what Bryson's grandmother had to say in this situation. Indianapolis area crime. Brainwashed to their way of living. Grandmother of ex-cult player missing son speaks out about abuse allegations. First, let's play this news brief here, and then we'll get into this article.
It's backwards. Developing now at 10, the frantic search for the missing teenage son of a former Colts player continues tonight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jenny Dreisler. State police continue to search for 14-year-old Bryson Murray. He vanished nearly 2 weeks ago. And now his parents aren't cooperating with the investigation, backing out of an agreement to bring the boy to investigators. Fox 59's Michael Van Scoik breaks down the challenges police are facing with a complicated timeline and allegations of abuse.
14-year-old Bryson Murray was last seen 12 days ago at his grandmother's house near Cleveland, Ohio. She reported concerns Bryson's parents were beating him after spotting this black eye. For the last several days, state police have been trying to find the boy. After several efforts, ISP says investigators spoke directly with Bryson's parents yesterday. And through an attorney, his parents agreed to meet with detectives at ISP's Peru post at noon Friday.
Right now, the lack of cooperation. That's the frustrating part. But again,
that lack of cooperation shows guilt.
It's incumbent upon us as a law enforcement agency to work through that, overcome that obstacle, and try to come at this at other angles.
ISP issued a silver alert for Bryson on Friday, which Captain Galaviz says helps spread the word on an exponential level.
That really helps send more information out, even more than we were able to here over the last few days.
Investigators also previously got onto the large property where the Murrays live. This video is from when we were there earlier this week. Right past the fence, there's a sign that reads, "Welcome to Straight Way, Indiana, Goshen." A Google search of Straight Way will lead you to Straight Way Truth Ministries, a Tennessee-based religious group that some online have labeled a cult. Former FBI investigator Doug Coons, who isn't affiliated with this case, says this could add an additional challenge to the mix.
Whenever you're working with any religious group, be it conservative, extreme, liberal, whatever, you just are sensitive that they have their own ways of doing things.
Coons says investigators may have to tread lightly.
You talk to the leadership and you try to minimize any kind of negative impact.
It says you try to talk to leadership. So according to the news, they spoke with leadership. But Dow wants y'all to believe that this ain't none of his business, when it is your business. And of course, they like to minimize any negative outcome in these situations. And that's, we just want to know if Bryson's okay.
Right now, state police say it's possible Bryson is still with his parents, but it isn't certain. So detectives have to explore all possibilities. At the end of the day, ISP says investigators just need to ensure his safety for themselves.
Our investigators.
That's not too much to ask. I mean, the young man clearly needed medical attention last time he was seen. People just want to know that he's okay, that he's safe. Till then, people can only imagine the worst at this point. Let's go.
Investigators want to get eyes on. They want to ensure for themselves his safety and well-being.
State police tell us investigators will continue their attempts to communicate with Bryson's parents and their attorneys. Michael Van Scoik, Fox 59 News.
Michael, thank you. And if you or someone you know has information on where Bryson or his parents are, you're asked to call 911, or you can call ISP's Peru post directly.
Now, I want to read this article here. Logansport, Indiana. The grandmother of Bryson Murray, a Logansport 14-year-old last seen over 2 weeks ago, who may be being abused by his ex-NFL player father, is speaking out as she first reported to police that her grandson had a black eye the last time he was seen. Bryson, the subject of an Indiana State Police silver alert last Friday, was last seen 15 days ago in Ohio. He is the son of former Colts defensive lineman Daniel Muir, who is now a person of interest, also failing to cooperate with police on Bryson's disappearance. It is a very difficult situation, says Cheryl Wright, and this is the grandmother. We are all very sick about him. It hurts my heart. Wright Bryson's grandmother initially tipped off police about potential abuse was facing just minutes before he was last seen by anyone other than his parents. She says she believes Bryson was beaten by his father Daniel and that her grandson has been brainwashed into Muir's lifestyle on a large religious group compound in Logosport. Right last Bryson, it says, I guess it's just telling you, it's her speaking. It says, right last saw Bryson on June 16th when he was leaving her home outside Cleveland, Ohio, with his mother Christian Muir in a white 2015 Chevy Suburban. He was here for 2 days. All right, so keep in mind, Bryson was there for 2 days, and clearly she wasn't satisfied with what she was told. So she got the law involved, but let's go. He was here for 2 days, Thursday evening to get to Sunday morning, Rice said. His mom came to get him. I didn't want to let him go. The child's grandmother reported to police that the child had a black eye and might be being abused by his parents. Parents. Not just Daniel. I said parents, not just Daniel. The mother believes that he's being abused by the parents. Now I want you to think about this for a second. Now let's continue. Just something to think about. The child's grandmother reported to police that the child had a black eye and might be being abused by his parents. She even took a picture of Bryson. His face was battered when I got him. He had a black eye, busted lip. Rice said his whole face was swollen. I can only imagine how many times he had been hit in the face for it to be like that. So if you can imagine, he's been hit numerous times, closed fists in the face, entire face swollen. Let's continue. Wright told Fox 59 that Bryson said it was his father. So Bryson said it was his father, according to the testimony of the grandmother. Daniel, who had given him the black eye. He did not tell his grandmother what led up to him being hit and did not want to talk about what happened. This caused her to call local police. I didn't want to let him go, Wright said. I tried to call the police because he had been abused. It hurts me that anyone could be beaten like that. It hurts me that my daughter will allow anyone to do that to her child. So not only did the grandmother accuse the parents of abusing Bryson, but she's disgusted at the fact that the mother sat back watching her son get brutally pummeled to no avail, to a pulp. He was beaten to a pulp. And everybody want to make this about this group of people versus that group of people. Like I said at the beginning of this stream, there's a lot of religious cults out of there. There's a lot of false prophets out of there. There's a lot of people following false religions and false churches. No, it's deeper than Straight Way Ministries. We want to make sure Bryson is among the living right now. Just like this person right here, one of the Dow lights. You a real devil. You should wait until all the facts come out. I'm not a follower. This is what this person said right here. He don't even know how to spell follower. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Me and a select few others are the only ones bringing the facts out. We're the only one bringing the facts, but y'all falling for manipulation, lies, and mind games, military mind games. These are people who don't care that this young man haven't been seen yet. They don't care that he's still missing. He's still a missing person right now. It goes on to say, I didn't want to let him go, Wright said. I tried to call the police because he had been abused. It hurts me that anyone could be beaten like that. It hurts me that my daughter would allow anyone to do that to her child. Rose Galaviz said, it was just minutes between when the son and mother left the home and when local police pulled over her Suburban. Wright said she was told officers found Christian's car before it had even gotten on the freeway. However, officers said Bryson was not found inside the car with his mother. Now, we don't know what happened. We don't know what happened. Lord forbid, there's so many things that could have took place. It's so many things that could have took place, y'all. Bryson could have came clean to the mother and said, look, I told grandma what happened. You know, she seen my face. She wanted to know what happened. I told grandma. I didn't tell her what happened, but I told her that dad did it. I told her that dad beat me. That means soon as Bryson got in the car, he was questioned. What you tell grandma? Now I want you to for him to be missing that quick. Now I need y'all to use your mind. Critical thinking, people. For him to be missing that quick, that means the minute he got foot in that car, they felt something. That means they felt something like, oh, Bryson, what? Yeah, mom, dad, I told grandma that dad did this to me. They had to stash him in another vehicle. They had to get rid of him quick. One of the goons pulled up, snatched Bryson, transported him somewhere else. We don't know what state this young man is at. We don't know his condition. We don't know nothing. That's the facts. It ain't nothing but facts that's being said right now. You got to use your minds here. It goes on to say, however, officer says Bryson was not found inside the car with his mother. It was minutes. It wasn't very long period of time whatsoever, Galvarez said. But in that period of time, Bryson wasn't able to be found. We don't know where he went. Wright was given an explanation from police. So y'all saying the police lying? Everybody just lying. Everybody just lying, right? 2 days later, the Cass County Department of Child Services asked ISP troopers to look into the allegations of domestic battery inflicted upon Bryson at the home in Logansport. This was after the department wasn't able to get a hold of the family. And it was at least 12, 13 days before they were able to even get a hold of them. And then they began to cooperate. Then on June 27th, Galvarez, and this is like, 12 days later, said the detectives had made contact with Daniel and Christian Muir and that they were beginning to cooperate with ISP investigation. However, Bryson was still nowhere to be found. Bryson in such a condition. Oh, let me read this. It says, Bryson is so conditioned or brainwashed to their way of living that he wanted to go back, the child's grandma said Monday. As I tried to get my daughter to leave, he ran out the house and left with him. Now you got to understand how cult ritual abuse works. You got to understand the dark psychology of an abused child. A young man who thinks he deserved what he got. And regardless of what took place, it's no room to commit another crime. Even if Bryson broke the law and committed a crime, you don't commit another crime by abusing them. Now I want to share with y'all something, because I want to show y'all some of the religious maniacs out there. And this is the reason why I want nothing to do with the religious community whatsoever. Just look at some of the people that's out there talking. Just peep this, y'all.
The way that this looked like that has happened to this man, first and foremost, one black eye can cause another black eye, in case y'all don't know that. It depends on where the individual is hit. When the swelling comes, the swelling can go across this way and end up giving this one a little blackened because of the swelling from this eye. But whatever it was, whatever it is, you just can't sell him out to the world. The Europeans are waiting for you to do what you've been doing all your life. It's selling your brother out. And I can't really say brother, but I can. He said, if they are seeds of the flesh, they seeds of the flesh, brethren. But when you seed of the spirit, you seed of the spirit, brethren. But these are men that seed of the flesh, calling themselves righteous, just, and upright. And they would rather bring thous down, and they don't care of how they go about it and the way they go about it. But if Sister Deborah can come, if y'all can let me have the platform in where people are hearing, and I can prophesy what you were when you were 6 years old. Oh, let me pull it back a little bit. When you was 5-year-old, Ringo. Oh, well, let me hit something to you, new breed. Hey, Rufus. Hey, wait a minute. You know you the apple. All over again. Just trying to build your own tree. And anybody that follow these people to try to bring a man down in the way that the Europeans are happy about it, that y'all selling each other out like you always did. That's what you're doing. You don't know what this kid done that's going to save his life. There is scriptures telling you, you spare the rod, you spare the child, meaning you're not going to kill him. But you save him. How? Because when he get out in the store and he go out there in a gas station and he get him a bag of chips and a cake.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is why religion is so very dangerous and sick. Here we have a woman calling herself a prophetess, pissed off, howling and yelling all in her computer. Here we have another witch who is claiming that we're selling out Pastor Dow, Straight Way, and it's a black man tearing another black man down, and we're turning them into the Europeans for disciplining their child after justifying this young man's face. The issue with this is, no matter what this young man did, it's not justified to break the law and do things that are criminal to your minor son. But these people are conditioned to think this way. Why? Because they're following a warlock. They're following a warlock. She's definitely demon possessed and bugged all the way out. And these are the different spirits that are rising up when we just want to know Bryson is safe. This is not about tearing down Straight Way. They're doing it themselves by not cooperating with the law and breaking the law and allegedly abusing young Bryson. Not to mention, I found a lot of irony in this because, yo, she goes on for a while. I'm gonna share that video with y'all because it's absolutely remarkable, some of the things she said. And I know Pastor Rufus is in here. I wanted to ask how many children do Daniel Mirror and Christian have? I was curious to know that because of some things she was saying. But it's interesting, right? She's going on and on about us tearing down Dow and all of this. Meanwhile, she goes on and says we need to be torn down. And this is an issue. That Jezebel spirit is very prominent in this community here. I don't want to call it our community. This community of Israelites is always some Jezebel that has an issue with male leadership. Let the men deal with Dow. Because we're dealing with this logically. We're dealing with this logically, man. And okay, they have six children together. Thank you for that, Pastor Rufus. Appreciate it. They have 6 children together. Okay, so she's in there talking about, in her video, she's talking about the possibility Bryson. And I don't even want to utter some of the things that she said. You know why? I don't want to utter these things because one thing she did in that video was a lot of victim shaming. And she's coming up with all of these horrendous things that Bryson could have did to his siblings. Let's just word it that way. And she's justifying what happened based on saying that Bryson did something inappropriate to his siblings. And she's throwing it out as a what if. And these are the type of things this witch is throwing out there. We don't know what happened, but the issue is if they were cooperative with police to begin with, it would be no speculation. That's the point. Yeah, she's basically blaming the victim. And the thing I noticed, she just called Ringo's name, my name, and Pastor Rufus' name out. But we're not the only ones speaking about this. She's talking about black men tearing down black men, but she's attempting to tear us down. What about the countless white people who are making videos about this, who are getting way more views and way more attention than we are? What about that? Why she not speaking on that? Because we're the enemy. Because she wants to be a prophetess. She wants to be in some type of leadership. Exactly, Farrah. It's like, why all the secrecy? That's the point. Why all the secrecy? And this is the logic that these religious people have. Once again, y'all.
The way that this looked like that has happened to this man, first and foremost, one black eye can cause another black eye, in case y'all don't know that. It depends on where the individual is hit. When the swelling comes, the swelling can go across this way and end up giving this one a little blackened because of the swelling from this eye. But whatever it was, whatever it is, you just can't sell him out to the world. The Europeans are waiting for you to do what you've been doing all your life. It's selling your brother out. And I can't really say brother, but I can. He said, if they are seeds of the flesh, they seeds of the flesh, brethren. But when you seed of the spirit, you seed of the spirit, brethren. But these are men that seed of the flesh, calling themselves righteous, just, and upright. And they would rather bring Dows down, and they don't care of how they go about it and the way they go about it. But if Sister Deborah can come, if y'all can let me have the platform in where people are hearing, and I can prophesy what you were when you were 6 years old. Oh, let me pull it back a little bit. When you was 5-year-old, Ringo. Oh, let me hit something to you, new new breed. Hey, Rufus. Hey, wait a minute. You know you the apple. All over again. Just trying to build your own tree. And anybody that follow these people to try to bring a man down in the way that the Europeans are happy about it, that y'all selling each other out like you always did. That's what you're doing. You don't know what this kid done that's going to save his life. There is scriptures telling you, you spare the rod, you spare the child, meaning you're not going to kill him. But you save him. How? Because when he get out in the store and he go out there in a gas station and he get him a bag of chips and a cake.
Yo, that woman is insane. And you know, the irony of this, the way that young man was beat, it could have killed him. It could have killed him. The way she's saying, you know, it ain't gonna kill him. I'm telling you, concussions are real. And the way that big man is alleged of hitting that young man, it could have killed him. And when it's talking about spare the rod, spoil the child, it's not talking about repeatedly punching your son in the face. That's not what it's talking about. That's not the rod of correction. The Bible says you train up a child in the way you will have them go, and they won't depart from the faith. But see, these religious folks, man, this is why I stay so far away from these weird people. I don't want nothing to do with these people. And if you notice, she had her own narrative. Say, but if you let me, the prophetess, if you let me, that spirit came out. That Jezebel. But if you just let me have the platform, if you just let me be the spokesperson for all of this, if you just let me, y'all heard her say that. That's a demon. It's crazy stuff, man. But that's not all, y'all. There's a lot going on over there at Straight Way. Now, let me finish reading this article. It says, police said that Daniel and Mira had agreed to bring their son to meet with ISP investigators at the Peru Post. The arrangement was scheduled for 12 p.m. Friday, ISP said. However, at 11 a.m., the Muras reportedly backed out of the arrangement. ISP said this signaled an unwillingness to cooperate with police. So they didn't want to cooperate. Why? Because they're guilty. Guilty. Straight up guilty. Now, Dow is working overtime, trying to have some damage control over there. I'm going to share an interview with y'all. Well, not even an interview, something he posted today. Let me see. Let me pull this up. So as you can see, he stands behind the Murray family. All right. Hold on. Now we got this video here. Now, this is quite interesting. Quite interesting. One moment. All right. Exposing Straight Way Kabir and Pastor Dow. Of course, you know, they like to do some clickbait. They like to do some clickbaiting. So, you know, of course, they're not really exposing Straight Way or Kabir, but you have this testimony to how well the community is being ran over there. And I don't know which Straight Way this is, but I know Kabir is the one who run this one. I think we're going to find out here. Yeah, Rebel for the Almighty, you said it right. And if I'm not mistaken, this same gentleman right here that's on your screen, he got in some type of legal issue with Kabir. something regarding some guns some years ago, some guns in a church. And so, I think he got a slap on the wrist for it. So this is one of Kabir's like folks, right? But I want y'all to peep what he's trying to do here. But man, it really is backfired and makes them look even worse. And it's good for Dow to just stop it. This just proves that he's running a cult over there. And so is Kabir. Peep this, y'all.
Hey, shalom. I'm Brother Jordan from Straight Way Praiseland. The date is June 30th, 2024. And I'm making this video in regards of a lot of information that's been coming out about what it's like here at Straight Way
Interesting. He got a shirt called that says submit on it. Listen to him.
Praiseland underneath the leadership of Elder Kabir. And I just wanted to talk about what it's like here. You guys may have heard that we only get $50 a month per person. And if we do something wrong on the community, that we are fined financially out of that $50 per person per month. Now, these things are true. And also,
these things are true.
You may have heard that we bow down to Elder Kabir when we see him to greet him. And this is also true.
So they get $50 a month. And they bow down to Kabir. There you have it. Submit. That's what he's saying. He's submitting to man. And in the scriptures, it tell you not even the angels are worthy for you to bow before them. But y'all over there bowing before a former NFL player turned religious leader. But it is what it is. Let's go.
But I want to talk about what you probably haven't heard. From the aspect of us being given $50 a month per person, it may not seem like a lot, but I have a whole list here of the things that we don't have to pay for out of that $50 a month per person. So for me and my family, it's me, my wife, and I have a son. So we get $150 per month per our family, right? Out of that, we have access to Netflix, Amazon, Apple TV, HBO Max. We don't have to pay for any of those subscriptions. I can go down in the theater anytime that I want and watch whatever shows that I want. We have an Xbox. I can go play games whenever I want to. We have a gym in the house that I don't have to pay for. I don't have a membership to go and work out. I can work.
Yo, this sounds wild, son. Like, it's like, he sounds like a child. It's like, I get to play PlayStation. I get to play the Xbox, Look, bro, you a grown man, fam. You a grown man. It's crazy. Look, I'm going to ask you ladies something, right? And this is a serious question. Your husband bows down to another man when he enters the room. And I want y'all to be honest. Do you truly respect your husband? Do you truly respect the man that you with if he bows to another man when they enter the room? I want you to, let me put it even this way, right? Let's say us brothers, we meet Michael Jordan in person. We grew up watching Michael Jordan, right? A real man might be like, yo, that's Michael Jordan, though. I grew up watching him fly. You know what I'm saying? But he around his wife, kids, even by himself. A real man might be like, yo, I met MJ, bro. But he is not bowing. He's not bowing to MJ or anybody. That's just an example, bro. Ain't no man bowing before no other man. It's not happening. I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it a buck. Ain't no woman gonna respect that. Ladies, be honest, yo. Speak your mind. Like, are you really? If a man get all giggly and start fanboying off of a celebrity, how you gonna feel about that? Or if it's a church leader and he's bowing down, how you ladies gonna feel about that? Just be honest. Just keep it a buck with me. Let's go.
Work out anytime that I want. We also have a gymnasium. I can play basketball. I can run around the gym. We have a pool. We have a hot tub. Those are the things that I don't have to pay for. I've never had to pay for a phone bill. I've never had to pay for any sort of medical insurance or anything like that. Yeah, so people say that Elder Kabir is maybe tyrannical.
He doesn't understand that he actually does pay for all those things. if you giving your whole paycheck and you getting $50 and you getting fined if you do something wrong, then sir, you paying for everything you get. It's like, yo, you're paying for it. You just got another grown man giving your siphons out. Like, you literally are paying for everything you just said, bro. Yo, that's wild, son. He don't even know he's paying for everything, bro. Like, they got y'all confused, bro. Let's go.
Or that the people here are being oppressed. I'm a witness. I've been here since 2018, and Elder Kabir has shown nothing but love to me and to my family and to the brothers who lived here since I've been here. I've never seen anything that's wicked or that's wrong in really any way. And anytime that I've had a problem, I have never felt like I couldn't come to Elder Kabir and talk to him about it. And you can call him and ask him. I've come to Elder Kabir quite a few times about quite a few things. And most of the time, I'm just wrong. And there has been times where maybe I would have been right about.
He said most of the time he go to him like, yo, hey, you think I can get a little more money this week? And I'm just using an example. I don't know where he goes to him, but he's like, look, I'm wrong. I'm wrong about whatever your concerns are. He just think he wrong about it. I think this code is wrong altogether. Right? But let's go, man.
A situation, but it's never been a situation where I felt like I'm being so oppressed, I'm not being heard, that I need to leave or I need to have somebody come and save me. So other things, that are paid for by the community is I run the business Royal Interiors here. We have a drywall and plaster business, right? So this truck that I'm sitting in is paid for by the community. The trailer that I take to work is paid for by the community. The boots and the work clothes that I wear is paid for by the community. I mean, I wear a $50 pair of pants to work, and when they get holes in them or something like that, I put it on an Amazon list, and Elder Kabir buys us another pair. I could go right now to Rogan's Shoes and buy a $200 pair of boots, which I have a $200 pair of boots that I use, and I could just go with a community card and go and buy myself a pair of boots. Make sure Elder Kabir gets the receipt. I don't see how that is.
It seems to me that what is this guy's name? I can't. Wow. This is amazing. Pastor Rufus says that business generates close to $300K per year. So the business that he's running, he can buy all this himself, y'all. Now I want y'all to pay attention to this. With the business he's running, he can buy all this himself, but he has another man managing his money. Sir, you can go get you an accountant and have your own piece of land somewhere and be following Christ. You're paying for all the things that you're getting. They got a strong mental. Boy, this is something else. I'm speechless. This is insane. This is crazy. Let's go.
Oppression. I mean, other things within the community. I got married a few years ago.
Brothers, you got to learn how to manage your own money. That's a real issue where a lot of men don't know how to manage their money. You got brothers out there just give their paycheck to the wife too. And that's just not the way you go about things. You brothers got to learn. That's part of manhood. You shouldn't have somebody showing you how to, deal with your finances. That's something that you got to know, right? Anyway, let's go.
Pay for anything when it came to the marriage. I didn't pay for my garment. I didn't pay for the food. I didn't pay for even making the cards that we sent out to people. I didn't pay for any of that out of my community allowance. So, I mean, when I look at my community allowance, it's really for things that Elder Kabir doesn't necessarily need to micromanage for you to buy. Like, say I wanted to get my wife a new dress.
Now, look, in a communal situation, right? It should be a situation where everybody puts something up monthly, because you got to have things like food banks. You got to put resources together. You got to put something in the community. That should go without saying. Anybody who's joining the community, you should be doing that. But for somebody to give you a damn allowance where your money is their money now and they're going to give you what they want to give you, shorty, that's crazy. Yo, that's crazy. I don't get how people don't see that that's cult-like behavior. Like, I don't get it. Like, that's insane, y'all. Anyway, let's go.
Or something like that. I could use my allowance to get her a new dress. Or I wanted to get some new clothes for my son. I could do that. But the thing is we have food.
Imagine you want to go buy clothes for your son, but you bringing in $300K a year. But you got to go ask another man. If that ain't emasculating, bro, I don't know what is. Yeah, he getting $600 a year. He getting $600 a year while bringing in $300K a year. And he believes that he's being treated righteously.
And we have raiment. And so it's very easy to be content here at Praiseland. I would say the biggest problem that we have here at Praiseland, or I guess the temptation that we have, is being content with the abundance of stuff that we have, and being grateful for all of the blessings that Yah gives us, and not becoming so blessed that we forget about the Most High in himself. I mean, within this community, we have an abundance of food. I don't think I've ever had a time, maybe we had one time where there wasn't food in the fridge because of a miscommunication or whatever, but that was brought to Elder Kabir and he solved the problem immediately. We used to have a problem here before. A few years ago, the sisters used to make the brothers who would go to work, they would make them their lunches, right? And our problem is the sisters would be making us lunches and we wouldn't be eating the lunches. Our problem is that we don't have enough food and that we're starving here. The problem we've had is that we have too much food on our shelf and then it gets bad and then we got to throw it away. So it's kind of crazy to me, the things that people are saying. I mean, I have a son, right? So diapers, wipes, anything that has to do with my son's needs is paid for by the community. We have $1,000, I think it's over $1,000 for our stroller, paid for by the community. We have a crib, paid for by the community. I have a nice room. I have a really nice bed, paid for by the community. What are the other things that we?
Yo, he don't even understand he can have all these things by himself. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be a part of a community. But when they are giving you allowances, that is weird, bro. And I don't think they quite understand how emasculating all of this is. I don't know what kind of MK Ultra these individuals is under. I don't get it. It's military mind games being played. And this is the template that Dow is pretty much spreading within that community. This is all Dow's sinister, wicked ass mind, pretty much. This is what he believes how a community should be ran. I guess, I mean, look, I guess when you can have mind control over people and you a straight up wizard and warlock, you can get away with stuff like this. But this is insane. Let's go.
I have in here. We have a barbershop, right? All the stuff within the barbershop paid for by the community. We have a brother Elijah. He cuts hair very, very nicely. He cuts I never pay for a haircut. I just go to Brother Elijah. Boom, he cuts the hair. Alcohol. We have a $300 a week budget for alcohol.
Yo, nah, fam, I'm tripping, bro. So let me get this right. You getting $50 a week per family, but per family member, right? But you getting $300 for alcohol? They try to keep y'all asses drunk over there, bro. They don't want y'all to ask no questions. Like, yo, give them a budget, just keep them drunk. That's why, yo, this coming from the mind of Thou, bro. I'm telling you, bro, this is coming from the mind of Thou. Like, what are you drinking? Yeah, so I say they buying that blue level, that blue label, that damn, they drinking Douce. Like, what kind of liquor y'all buying? And you telling me y'all get more liquor than necessities? This is wild. Yo, it's like every video they do is doing more harm. It's like they're trying to, that's why I say they headed for self-destruction, fam. They putting this content out. Y'all want to say I'm you turning on the black man. You giving him over to the Europeans. You turning the black man over to the Europeans. Dow told this young man here to make this video. Or Kabir told him to make. I didn't tell him to do this. I didn't tell him to put this video. Did they think this was a good idea to put this video? He looked like he need to blink twice, bro. He looked like he may be handcuffed. He got on a shirt that say submit, fam. Like, I'm not even, bro. Like, but y'all want to say New Breed trying to tear down another black man. But they thought it was a good idea to put this young man here in a shirt that say submit, talk about how they taking his money. And they giving him allowances. And they keeping him liquored up. Man, now you can't make this stuff up, man. You just can't make it up.
The video got cut off, sorry. So I was saying we have a $300 a week budget for alcohol. So
y'all got more alcohol than necessities. More for alcohol than necessities. This is crazy.
Oh, but with that, we're only allowed to drink 4 days out of the week.
No. Yo. So hold up. You got a $300 liquor siphon a week, but you only able to drink 4 times a week. All right, so hold up, bro. Hold on. First of all, 4 times a week, that's a lot of times to drink a week, yo. No bull. That's a lot. Maybe twice a week. But 4 times, y'all could drink 4 days out the week. That's a lot of drinking. Yo, you drunk more than half the week, fam. That means you drunk more than half the week. And then on top of that, here's my golden question here. How the hell they know how many times a week you drunk? Unless they got cameras in your house. Unless your wife is snitching. Unless they got listening devices. Yo, they got hidden they got to have hidden cameras in their house to know how many times a week they drinking. Do y'all know how crazy this is? Yo, when you think about this whole video is crazy, son. I can't even wrap my mind around how insane this is. They giving y'all breathalyzers. What's going on here? Man. This is the video he thought to take out why it's a missing child right now. Y'all already have a hostage situation going on. And you thought it was a good idea to put this young man out here with a submit t-shirt on, talk about how y'all take his money and keep him liquored up. This is insane. It's like y'all want the feds to come get y'all. Y'all want to blame me and Pastor Rufus and Ringo and everybody else. They headed for self-destruction. They headed for self-destruction. Pastor Rufus says this guy lives in Kabir's mansion, and they do have cameras everywhere, and they lock the liquor up nightly. Wow. That is insane. No wonder he said, I got a nice room. He didn't say I had a nice house. He said, I got a nice room and I got a nice bed. Yo. So he got a share house. Man, this is very creepy stuff, bro. It's like they shouldn't have said anything. This is creepy. Man, let's go.
We're oppressed, aren't we? Some of the other things that I wanted to say on here too is, when I first came into the community of Praiseland, I had terrible teeth, and I went to a doctor when I was still living in Illinois before I moved here, and they were pretty much saying, we're going to have to remove all your teeth. You're going to have dentures, X, Y, and Z, right? So Elder Kabir gets wind of this information, and he's like, nah, I wouldn't do that for myself, so I'm not going to do that for my brother. So he brings me to his dentist, which was a very good dentist. I think he's a dentist for a lot of the Green Bay Packer players, right? And so they did work on my teeth. It cost like $9,000 for me to get my teeth back to repair, and that was paid for by the community. And then I think I had an abscess tooth, and so then there had to be a little bit more work done. So it's been over $10,000 what the community has had to pay just to restore my teeth, to get them back to normal.
Bro, with the money you're generating from your business, you could have went and got your teeth fixed, sir. Yourself. I mean, listen, this is insane, fam. And this is what happened when you idol worship. This is what happened when you literally follow a pastor who manipulates the scriptures, tell y'all to follow him like you follow Messiah instead of you following the Messiah. This is what happens when you fall into one of these cults and you don't do your research, man. Y'all need to research R.G. Stair. That's where Dow learned a lot from. Yeah, I mean, seriously, this is like Get Out in reverse. This is what it feels like. It feels like I'm watching Get Out in reverse. Crazy stuff, man. And this is why, man, listen, I'm gonna make this clear. I'm a proud Israelite. I believe in the law, statutes, and commandments. I believe those in America are descendants of the biblical Israelites. I truly believe that. But I don't associate with this. This is crazy. And it's not just because of what they're doing to this young man. I mean, it's a lot of things happening over there that just are very unseemly, and it ain't adding up scripturally at all. You just got one man who think he's a king. Yep. Wisdom of Solomon 14:27, for the worshiping of idols, not to be named in the beginning, the cause and the end of all evil. It's a lot of worship in the idols, man. Let's go.
And at Praiseland here, like, I don't pay for my own soap. I don't pay for my toothpaste. Like, there's pretty much no need there is no need that isn't being met here at Praiseland. Everything that, all right, what I was saying is, there is no need that is not getting met here at Straight Way Praise Land. And as for the topic of bowing down to elder, and you see in the word that angels wouldn't even allow people to bow down to them. Nobody here is forced to pay obeisance to elder. Nobody. The reason why I do it is Elder Kabir and TJ, they went to Nigeria. They came back. They went to Straight Way, and I seen Elder Kabir do it for Pastor Dowell. And so I said, okay, well, if he's going to do it for Pastor Dowell, I should do it for my elder. Let me just follow the lead of what my elder is doing. And it was already in my heart to do that anyways, because we see it in the word. I mean, when Moses went and he talked with his father-in-law, he went and paid obeisance. And when you look behind that word, it's bow down.
Yeah, he's trying to find a reason to bow down. Yeah, they don't force you to bow down. But I guarantee if you don't bow down and everybody else bowing down, you're going to look crazy. Ain't no telling what they're going to do to you. A lot of these men are bowing down because they're probably intimidated. But you know what? We got some breaking news on the table. Just came through the news desk. They're talking about ushering the search warrants, y'all. They're talking about ushering the search warrants on Straight Way. Breaking news on the table while we are live. I'm going to play this from the phone right now, and then I'll end up sharing this with y'all. Let me see here. Breaking news. We got updates.
14-year-old Bryson Murray. This is a story we've been telling you about for almost a week now. Bryson is the son of former Colts player Daniel Muir. He and his wife have stopped cooperating with police after first promising to bring the boy to authorities. Fox 59's Eric Graves has been on this story since it broke, and today he spoke with Bryson's grandmother, who's the last person to have seen Bryson. She is cooperating with law enforcement. Eric.
Cheryl Wright lives near Cleveland. She says early in June, she was with her now missing grandson for 3 days before he chose to go back to his family, despite Bryson admitting his father had hit him. This is how Bryson came to his grandmother's house. A black eye, split lip, and his whole face swollen. Wright says she doesn't know how many times Bryson had to have been hit for his face to swell up like this. She says Bryson told her it was his dad, former Colts defensive lineman Daniel Muir, who hit him, but he wouldn't give any further explanation. When Bryson's mother, Kristen, came to pick him up on June 16th, Wright says she tried to get Bryson to stay, but he ran outside to his family. Wright called police concerned Bryson was only going to continue to get hurt. Police managed to stop the Muirs before getting on the highway, but Bryson wasn't in the car. Wright says police told her the Muirs might have put him in a different vehicle. In the more than 2 weeks since she's last seen her grandson, Wright has only become more worried for his safety.
It hurts my heart. It hurts me that anyone could be beaten like that. It hurts that a parent would allow that. It hurts that my daughter would allow anyone to do that to her child.
Communication has picked back up between Indiana State Police and an attorney representing the Muir family after an arranged meeting fell through last Friday. Police are hoping to provide an update later on this week. For now, they're asking anyone who knows anything about Bryson Muir or his family to give them a call.
It's only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. The warrants is coming later this week. The warrants is coming later this week. They headed for self-destruction because they don't want to cooperate. Straight up. They talking about this worldly persecution. No, it's about to be worldly prosecution. That's what's about to happen. Because the world still want to know where's Bryson Muir. The search warrants are coming.
So it's not some sort of foreign thing that like, oh, you're bowing down to man and you're worshiping man. I'm not worshiping Elder Kabir at all. I just respect him as being my elder. And I say within myself, if I can do this for Elder Kabir, certainly I can do it for Jesus. And so I do it with a consciousness towards Jesus, and I've heard that, the ministry is leading towards making people slaves. And you're going to see it, that these leaders, they just want people to be their slaves. And I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, if this is slavery and I read all the benefits of what I have here, like that's some damn good slavery. One, I don't think that I'm Elder Kabir's personal slave here. I mean, I've been here for a while. If I were to all of a sudden decide to leave, I don't think you'd be like, well, you know, we gave you your woman while you were here, and you know, she's got to stay. And
No, he didn't just say that. Yeah, Dow should have never shared that. Now, Dow shared this on his channel, y'all. He said they gave him his woman, and they don't think if he ever wanted to leave, they ain't gonna say, you know, we gave you this wife, she got to stay here. Look, why did he say that? Why did he even use the word good slavery either? Like, look. Now, as you all know, there was a member of Straight Way Ministries, a man by the name of Eric Gonzalez, who left Straight Way. But before he left, he was married. Dow is now married to the same woman. This same man is on record saying that she was coerced, and there was a number of allegations that went out, that it was foul play behind the scenes, a lot of dirty macking going on and things of that nature. So for him to say that, who's to say Kabir won't say, look, yeah, we gave you these wives, we give you things. So if you fed up and you ready to leave, then yeah, she stays. It seemed like to me that they're your God, so they can give and they can take away. That's crazy.
You got to go. You know, that's what the word says. You know, you were a slave and you came in, and then we gave you a woman, and now you have a woman and child that belongs to me. I don't think that he would say that. And I don't even worry about him saying that, because I don't even think of ever leaving.
And let's not forget he sold Eric Gonzalez's daughter. Let's not forget that, to a man by the name of Elder Becker. Let's not forget that Dow sold a man's daughter, took his wife and sold his daughter. Let's not forget that. Anyway, let's go.
Leaving.
Sold her for $100,000.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's crazy. To me, it's just a whole bunch of nonsense, honestly. Especially what I've been hearing about this.
I see Elder Brent in the building. Salute. He says, I don't think. What do you mean, Elder Brent? I did say Elder Becker, right? That Dow sold Eric Gonzalez's daughter to Elder Becker. I don't know how true that is. This is just some of the things that I've heard. That's why I use the word alleged. But I know, for the record, Elder Brent and Pastor Rufus are in the chat. Okay, he says Elder Mitch, not Elder Becker. So, see, this is the great thing about having these brothers present, because if they can fact check me on certain things and make sure that information is accurate. So Elder Becker took Jamie's wife. All right, I stand corrected. And for the record, the people you see in the chat, Pastor Rufus, Elder Brent, and I see Eric. I don't know if this is Mr. Eric Gonzalez here, but you know, these people were there. These people were in Straight Way. So we're not speaking from these people on the outside. There's a lot of people making a lot of videos online, and they're speculating, but they don't have firsthand eyewitnesses and firsthand accounts from people who were actually there. So I want y'all to put that into consideration. And I'm not against, it says, no, I'm not Eric Gonzalez. All right, cool. But of course, Elder Brent and Pastor Rufus, they were there. Firsthand eyewitnesses to a lot of things. And Elder Brent says, praise Yah that we are out. All praises to the Most High, that they are out. And the Most High preserved those brothers and made sure that before he slammed the gavel and started judgment, he got his righteous saints out of there. And it's been going to hell in a handbasket ever since. And everybody can see it. Everybody could see it.
Community. I mean, anybody who's been here, they know that all the saints, nobody's underweight. My wife, when she first came here, she was 70 pounds. She was underweight. She was starving. And since she's been here, she's 130 pounds now. So if our needs aren't being met, you help me.
It sounds like you said his wife was 70 pounds when she got there. Now she's 130. So I guess that means that Straight Way saved her. I mean, this is what this man believes, y'all. This is his testimony, and this is what they thought it was. They thought this was edifying the post, right? Let's go.
You tell me what needs that I have that maybe I just don't see are being met, that aren't being met.
It's like all of them got police readers. I noticed that. In Dow's videos, I hear the police scanners going off. It's like, why y'all so paranoid? It's like they constantly on the run. They constantly trying to evade the law. Every video I'm hearing police scanners. It's crazy.
Let me say this one last thing before I get off this video, because I think you're getting the point. But to anybody who says that I'm in an environment that is oppressive, that I have a tyrannical rule, that I'm eventually going to be forced to be a slave, that all I'm doing is I'm working so that way I can give them all the resources so that way they can live high off the hog and, I guess get breadcrumbs.
That's what it sounds like to everybody listening, sir. And that's what's happening. You've completely lost your self-respect. And that's not good. Let's go.
Which another point on that aspect too. Okay, I told you that we get $50 a month per person, so I get $150, right? At the end of the year, like last year, at the end of the year, because we did so well with our business, we ended up getting a bonus. So I got like a $460.
No, man. I can't do this, bro. Nah, man. So at the end of the year, his business did so good, y'all. He got $460, y'all. He got a bonus out of his own paycheck, man. Yo, this is wild. Lady P said, this is not real. LP, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is extremely astonishing here, y'all. Yeah, out of that 300K being a bonus, 460 is wild. And it's like the more he talk, the worse it gets. And mind you, they're putting out this content. Yeah, now, exactly, Brainwaves. Now he can finally get his own PlayStation. Now he can buy, nowadays you can buy a few games with that joint. For something, man, you can't even get the whole PlayStation. You get about 3 games. You getting about 3 games. This is wild.
And so when all your needs are taken care of, your phone bill's taken care of, your gas, that's another thing I forgot to say. All the gas gets paid for.
Yo, somebody say sound like a cult recruiter. Like he's looking for other people. And that's a good point. He literally is cult recruiting right now. It's like anybody else who has this same type of mindset as this young man here, he's trying to recruit y'all. That's what this was. When Dow posted this video, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna get me a couple more white saints over here. All this stuff going on, all this abuse stuff, I ain't looking too good in the media. I'm gonna let me call what is his name? Jody, whatever his name is, Joseph, something like I can't remember this guy's name, but he like, yeah, call him, have him do a video. He in the video looking scared straight. He literally looked like he's handcuffed. He got a shirt on that say submit. Yo, this is wild, son. And it's like a recruiting video. Facts. Let's go.
No matter if I go to the store or whatever, I'm not the one that's paying for the gas. So I'm not paying for gas, phone bill, the heating, electrical. I don't have any bills and I don't have any debt. I came here with, I think, $1,000 worth of credit card debt, and the community paid for that. Elder Kabir paid for that, and so I'm debt free. And so,
yeah, the shirt say submit or quit. Submit or quit. That's crazy. Quit what? Quit at life. And so if you ain't submitting to another man, you just gonna give up. I mean, I don't understand.
you know, and all these things could be taken as well. Those are the carnal things. What about the spiritual oppression that's being happened here? I don't see that either. Everybody who's here, if they need deliverance tonight, it's available. I mean, the word's being preached. And
look, I told you I got an issue with the fact that people in Straight Way needs constant deliverance. I have a problem with that. That just doesn't sound right to me. Either you delivered or you not. Like he said, even if, I need deliverance, and like, man, how much times you need to be delivered? Anyway, man, let's go. I ain't gonna harp on that. Let's get to it.
I don't see the word being preached in a manipulative manner where, like what the slave masters did to the slaves, and they only tell them certain parts of the word, and they don't want you to go back and look behind what they're saying, lest you find out that what they're telling you is just a manipulation tactic in order to keep you hardworking while you're working for them. This whole
that's exactly what they doing.
Thing's crazy. But what I wanted to say was, if you think that it's oppressive here, and I read to you all those benefits, if you were to come and save me from this situation, if I went and lived with you, would my situation be better?
Why would you have to come live with me? You know what I'm saying? Like, why you don't just live in your own home? You see, I mean, like, this is crazy, fam. All right, so look, let me make this clear. And I have to always clear this type of stuff up. With unlimited potentials, we want you to build your own. That's why we have project proposals. The land is available over there in Fairmount, North Carolina, over 110 acres. We want you to build your own home. We want you to have your own. We want you to start businesses on the land so you can actually know what it is to have a real self-autonomous community, such as Black Wall Street over there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's the type of template we're taking. This is why we having annual events and so forth. And we want you to have something you can call your own. We want you to think big. You understand? We want you young men out there to be ambitious and want your own. We don't want you to live with us. You ain't about to live with me. I need my space. You need your space. And we got plenty of space. You know what I'm saying? I want my space. You need your space. We got plenty of space. We want you to want more for yourself. We don't want you under our ruling thumb, being hoarders of souls. And as a man, you should want more. Yeah, it's almost, somebody says, like this man in daycare. And that's what it sounds like. It sounds like you a grown man in daycare. And then y'all wonder why y'all think the whole world just crazy. And y'all got it right. No. When people saying that this is a cult, they're saying it for a reason. When you're a grown-ass man talking about getting allowances and daily siphons and got to ask permission to take your wife here, and you got to ask permission to buy your son's clothes, and you got to do that. Do you know how that sounds? And I'm a proud Israelite. And I'm saying it's a cult. I've been associated with the Israelite community for many years. And when you hear other brothers saying, yo, that's a cult, fam, there ain't no way around it, we know something's wrong. Let's go.
Can you give me the same life that I have here where you're at? Or if I went back into the world, would my life be better than it is here? Because here, I would say the average person does not have $150 to spend on pretty much whatever they want at the end of the month after they're done paying their car note.
Oh no, bro, come on, bro. Nah, he ain't just say that. Not a man making 300K generating all this business and revenue. He didn't just say that, yo. He said at the end of the month, people don't have $150 to spend. Bro, do you understand? Nowadays, dinner costs $150. Dinner.
Or if I went back into the world, would my life be better than it is here? Because here, I would say the average person does not have $150 to spend on pretty much whatever they want at the end of the month.
Now, he's right. Look, inflation is through the roof. Make no mistake about it. We do need to start putting our resources together. We do need to start really building with each other. See, I'm going to give y'all some balance here. There's nothing wrong with communal living. There's nothing wrong with people looking out for each other. But the way things are done, I'm totally in disagreement with how things are done over there. This is very emasculating to a lot of the brothers over there when they got to go to another man for a paycheck and getting allowances for money that they work for. You went to work and work for that money. Now, it's one thing if you had a set amount that you want to give the community every month to keep, maintenance up and keep things going, because that's needed. On land, grass got to be cut. Certain bills still got to be paid. No matter if you got land or not, there's still bills that got to be paid. The animals got to be tended to. There's various materials that is needed. Anybody who is trying to come together and do community, you should know that. You can't be a selfish person. But getting an allowance, that's crazy.
After they're done paying their car note that they're in loan to, their mortgage, all their insurance bills, their medical stuff, diapers, wipes, clothing for their child, and whatever else expense that an average person has to pay. I don't think they got just like all this cash laying around just to be able to use whatever they want. And I hear other things too, like, well, what happens when we get land? Like, are you going to have, what's your inheritance? My mindset, like, I'm not concerned about my inheritance here because my inheritance is in New Jerusalem. I'm a citizen of that kingdom, and I'm going to get my inheritance when I go there. I'm just a stranger and a pilgrim here. I'm just passing through. This is just a testing ground. If I can do it here under these circumstances.
No, y'all hear what he said? Let's go back a few seconds. Listen to this, y'all.
Passing through. This is just a testing ground. If I can do it, my inheritance here, because cash laying around just to be able to use whatever they want. And I hear other things too, like, well, what happens when we get land? Like, are you going to have, what's your inheritance? My mindset, like, I'm not concerned about my inheritance.
He's not concerned about his inheritance. He's not concerned about passing nothing down to his children. He's okay with being subservient and not inheriting anything. The Bible, what about the scriptures? And I want y'all to share this scripture in the chat where it tells you the righteous man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. What about that scripture? So y'all know that y'all not going to inherit anything. Y'all know that they're going to literally use y'all up. And you just, of course, life comes and goes, but you're supposed to be thinking about your children's children. Let me see if I can find that scripture where it says that, because it's totally opposite than what he's even saying here. And this is how I want brothers to think. Like, think about leaving an inheritance. Let me pull that up. Boom, here we go. And it is Proverbs 13:22. It says, a good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. That's right. That's right. So what are we talking about? Why are you not concerned with leaving an inheritance? So let me get you right. Elder Kabir, Pastor Kabir, if that's what you want to call him, he didn't tell you this scripture. I tell you why he didn't tell you this scripture, because he's just a football player. He's just a retired football player who was given pastoral views by a dirty Mac and Colt leader. He don't have no spiritual power. You're a respecter of persons because he was an NFL player. That don't make him qualified to teach the word of Yah. Holy Spirit ain't operating in him. That's why. Let's go.
Here, because my inheritance is in New Jerusalem. I'm a citizen of that kingdom, and I'm going to get my inheritance.
This is not New Jerusalem. Y'all ain't in New Jerusalem. Y'all not in Israel. Y'all in Straight Way. That's the part you missing. Y'all not in New Jerusalem. And you shouldn't be waiting to die and go to New Jerusalem, then want to have something here on this earth. That's nonsense. What about your children? What about your sons? You talk about your sons and you got to ask for clothes for your little boy. Do you want your son to grow up and be the same way? You want your son to grow up and have to ask to buy clothes for his son?
When I go there, I'm just a stranger and a pilgrim here. I'm just passing through. This is just a testing ground. If I can do it here under these circumstances, I can submit unto somebody who's righteous and do what they tell me and submit. And I can have, I guess, some of my freedom, not necessarily be there where I don't get to be the man of my house, where I get to make the decisions of what kind of car I'm going to drive and what kind of house I'm going to live in. And I'm going to have this plot of land and I'm going to give it to my seeds and their seeds, and I'm going to have this dynasty.
Wow. He's adamantly speaking against leaving a dynasty. Yo, what kind of man talks like that? You don't care about I'm going to tell y'all, look, I'm the total opposite. All I can think about is what I want to leave for my sons, to make sure they don't have to start off where I started off. I'd rather them start off where I left off than start off where I started off. I want my sons to carry the torch. Any man would want his sons to carry the torch. But I want my sons to have a foundation where they're not starting off in Chocolate City without much to their name, where they have to build it from scratch. I don't want my sons to have to do that. I want them to say, you know what, my dad started this great work and I inherit this land and I'm going to be doing X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to keep the family business going, and I'm going to make sure my kids are good too. Well, my grandkids is straight. What man don't think like that? When your idolatry gets so deep that you worshiping these men to the point where you don't even care about what your son can take, that's a problem. That means you love Kabir more than you love your son. I would argue that you love Kabir more than you love your son, sir. You love Kabir more than you love yourself. And your son is blood of my blood, flesh of my flesh. And you don't care about leaving nothing behind, but you giving all your dollars to Kabir. You know, do you understand that this is serious mental damage that's been done through their false doctrines that they gave you? And I know it's heartbreaking because your whole life is invested in that place, but I'm telling you like it is. They have lied with false doctrine, and it has really blinded you. And I'm saying this out of concern, right? All jokes to the side. This is troubling when you're hearing a man talking like this. It's insane. Like Pastor Rufus said earlier, you got to laugh to take away the tears, man. But this is a sad situation, for real, tragic.
For myself, that's not what I'm looking for. My kingdom is not here. My kingdom is in the kingdom.
But their kingdom is here. Dow and Kabir and Daniel Muir, his kingdom falling apart right now for some of the atrocious things he said and done. Their kingdom is here. I don't think that this brother has bad intentions. Maybe he got a good heart, but you've been taken advantage of. You're a beta male at this point. You don't have to stay that way. You don't have to stay this way.
With the king, that's what I'm searching for. That's what I'm seeking for. So while I'm here, my job here is just to learn sanctification and to be sanctified. And so if I'm in a certain situation where some of these benefits get taken away, you know, it's just part of the sanctification process.
So with all that going on, they can take away things from you. So I guess Kabir giveth and Kabir taketh away, huh?
Now, if I do see things start to go crazy where I see, you know, some stuff like Jim Jones or Waco, or, you know, where it's like, I know in Waco, the dude was sleeping with everybody's wife and convinced him he was the Lamb of Yah.
To which, never mind, man. You ain't going to talk about that, man. Dirty Mac and Dow. Never mind. Let's go.
That's on the word. So if the leaders are doing things according to the word, and I can look at the word and I can back it up, and I don't see anything that they're doing where I can look at the word and say, the word says this, and you're doing this, I'm fine with trusting in these people. I'm fine with trusting Pastor Dow. I remember Jesus said that some guy came up to Jesus and he asked him, like, well, what's the work that we need to do the works of Yah? And Jesus says, this is the work of Yah, to believe in him who he has sent. And so I know Jesus was talking about himself at that point in time.
Yeah, he was talking about himself. He wasn't talking about Kabir or Pastor Dow.
But I also believe that Pastor Dow has been sent.
Did you just compare Pastor Dow to Jesus? Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy on these people. He just literally just compared Pastor Dow to Jesus. That's why I can't deal, man. This religious stuff, man. The idol worship is out of control.
And he feeds us with knowledge and understanding. He feeds us the bread of life, which is when you look at what Jesus was talking to that rabbi about.
So he said, he's comparing Pastor Dow to Jesus and said that Pastor Dow feeds us the bread of life while he's harboring a fugitive, while he's aiding and abetting a fugitive, while there's a battered, bruised, missing young man by the name of Bryson Murray who was brutally beat, allegedly by his father. And Dow made this person an elder in the church and stands behind them wholeheartedly. You comparing him to Jesus, claiming he giving us the bread of life.
It was about the same type of thing, and they got offended because he was calling himself the bread of life. But then people get offended because Pastor Dow was feeding us the bread of life and giving us the word of truth. But then they want to say Pastor Dow is a tyrant. He's just manipulating you. He's just doing it in order so that way he can be.
He looks scared, man. I want to know, is Pastor Dow or Kabir laying down in that back seat with an AR-15? That's what I want to know. Because this looks crazy.
A king.
And I know the feds and the damn police department, they just watching these videos. I'm gonna tell y'all what's going on right now. They watching these videos. I know if they get raided and everything hit the fan, I know the religious zealots gonna blame New Breed and say New Breed, Ringo, and this one and that, and Pastor Rufus, they turn him in to the Europeans. But they making these videos. They making these videos, and the feds and everybody sitting back like watching, because Pastor Dow is stupid. All right. And I didn't believe this at first, but now I really truly believe he is as stupid as he looks. Real talk. I just thought he looked dumb, but now I know he is dumb. Now, as far as doctrine goes, I've said this from day one. I've never followed Pastor Dow's doctrines. I don't believe in speaking in no satanic tongues without an interpreter. I don't believe in speaking in any unknown tongue unless there's an interpreter. Straight up. That's what the Bible says. I know on the day of Pentecost there were real languages being spoke. I don't believe in anybody who fellowships with Straight Way is an Israelite, according to Dow and his doctrine. No matter what their actual nationality is, he claimed they're all Israelites. I don't believe somebody can be reborn into a whole nother nationality. That's stupid. That's a false doctrine. It makes no sense. Nothing about him teaching the Bible ever made sense to me. Sometimes it sounds like the man makes up scriptures. The only reason people watch Dow, a lot of people, was based on the community. Seeing his quote unquote fruits and seeing, oh, people coming together. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, they got the chickens and yeah. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm not saying they did everything wrong, but I'm just speaking from my perspective. I never really respected his doctrinal biblical teaching. It's never been sound to me. None of it. But anyway, let's continue.
And you all are going to be the servants. I don't even know what to say to that. Honestly. Pastor Bell has been nothing but righteous since I've been in this truth. He's helped me in tons of ways. And me and Pastor Dow don't talk that much. I've probably had maybe an hour total conversation with Pastor Dow.
But you comparing him to Jesus. Let's go.
But I follow him because I see the fruits and the works that he has.
See, that's what happens. A lot of men get blinded. A lot of men get blinded when they see all the fruits and works. When they see, the lavish, the nice homes. I think he's getting a mansion built. Dow's getting a mansion built. You know what I'm saying? While some of the saints are still pissing in buckets. And that's just what's going on over there. And you see all these great things. Dow got all these nice big trucks, and he got all these Under Armour shirts, and he got all this stuff. And you looking at it like, yo, this man gotta be blessed. This man gotta be blessed. And then y'all get caught up in that stuff. Y'all get caught up in it, and it's like you thinking that Satan can't bless you with things, or that you can't be blessed by the Most High and then be compromised. What really disgusts me about Dow is he doesn't take accountability for anything. He doesn't take any criticism. He's just a very prideful person. Yeah, he over there bench pressing. About to go to Snap City, about to snap all his bones up. That's what he's doing over there. Bench pressing. Trying to show off. Anyway, let's go.
I heard one thing too, that somebody said that, well, if you all of a sudden stop being a benefit to the community, then the community is just going to get rid of you. And my mindset is like, dang, didn't Jesus say that?
No, Jesus ain't say that. What? Yo, no, Jesus didn't say that. No, he didn't. Did Dow tell you that Jesus said that? Because you just comparing him to Jesus and said that Jesus said they just get rid of people when they ain't able to produce no more. No, Jesus ain't say that. Chapter and verse. Let's see what he talking about.
Like, if you're a tree and you're not producing fruit, then what happens to you? If you're a branch and you're not producing fruit, what happens to you?
So what you saying is when people get elderly, when people no longer able to work, and you saying that it's okay for Dow to just throw them out of the community? Are you saying that because ain't that what they did in slavery? My guy, you can't be serious. In slavery, when you were unable to work anymore, that was it. They put you out. But the way they put you out back then, they would take you in the back and, you know, get a shotgun and just end it. Because why? Your body, your bones are not able to do as much work. You're not able to be on your feet as long. And they would literally just take you out. And this man's justifying this, basically. It's like, what is he talking about? Nowhere in the scriptures Jesus said this, man. You are under a spell. Like, that warlock got your mind warped, sir. Yeah, the elderly can watch the babies and all kind of things. The elders give wisdom. You don't disregard the elders because they're not able to produce as much fruit anymore. Their fruit comes in different ways, and that's the thing, man. This spell is so deep because they got you thinking that all fruit is just you building with your hands and building houses. It's crazy. Elder Brent says they have a 70-year-old man working on a deck crew. Wow. That is shameful. That is shameful. So they're going to just work that man until he just collapsed one day. Like, the lack of respect. All the work he more than likely probably put in decades of work in Straight Way. And Elder Brent, if you can confirm, how long has this man been a part of the ministries? How long has that man been a part of the ministries? That's what I'm talking about. But they want you to leave the world and go there. They want you to leave the world and go there. And they treating you worse than the world. At least in the world, you get a retirement. Says Vernon and GA does. That's insane. So Vernon and GA, 70 plus years old, working on a deck crew. But they want y'all to leave. They want you to leave the world, go join them, and they're going to work you to death. This is what I'm hearing. They're going to work you to death. And when you're no good, they're casting you out. You done with. Thank you, A Voice Out of the Wilderness. Says, late comment, y'all sister Deborah ain't got no husband. Why she on YouTube looking Radacast, the brown from the Lord of Ring? Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Well, yeah, you know, I figured she didn't have a husband. Just the fact that she was on here screaming, calling herself a prophetess and, you know, mad that brothers is checking this coat and putting them in their place and edifying the people. I knew when she did that, she ain't had no husband. Oh, he says, no, the brother name is Herb Vernon. He's over the deck crew in Georgia. So Vernon is the new leader of Straight Way GA. And he has a 70-year-old man named Herbert working on his deck crew. 70 years old. So if you're not able to get out there and lift up lumber, if you're not yielding a hammer, if you're not climbing up ladders, then Straight Way saying you ain't no good. That tree need to be thrown out according to Straight Way. That's how it's being ran over there. And if y'all can confirm, who is Kabir? What Straight Way is he over? What state? This is crazy.
Fruit, then what happens to you? If you're a branch and you're not producing fruit, what happens to you? So if I'm part of the body and I'm not producing fruit, why would y'all allow that branch to be there?
So there you go. When you elderly, oh, he's over Wisconsin. Okay, he's over Wisconsin. See, that's crazy. So Straight Way Wisconsin is getting put on blast right now. The Most High's judgment is real. So they put out this video to try to do some damage control, and it just made Straight Way Wisconsin look worse. Right now, I want y'all to think about this right now. Pastor Rufus gets excommunicated. And Straight Way Georgia, their entire reputation gets tarnished because the can of worms comes open, because now we get to learn how and by their exposure, by them interviewing certain people, Dow exposed himself in a lot of those interviews, and a lot of them was clipped and hidden and manipulated and distorted. So then Straight Way Georgia, then you got the man working a 70-year-old brother. They put on blast. Then you got Straight Way Indiana with Daniel Muir. Allegedly beating his son nearly to death. Now he's missing. Silver alert. So you can X Straight Way Indiana out of the equation. And now you got Straight Way Wisconsin showing you how they're doing these people. If the Most High ain't just exposing it, and it's like he's making them do it. He's making them do it. It's a spirit over them. They have to say everything that's going on. They tell on themselves. But only people with strong delusion not listening to what's being said. I'm telling you, they're being exposed by the Most High.
Doesn't make any sense. He said you're gonna cut that off, right? It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
You hear that? So if you can't work no more, you done.
Then what happens to you? If you're a branch and you're not producing fruit, what happens to you? So if I'm part of the body and I'm not producing fruit, why would y'all allow that branch to be there? Doesn't make any sense.
See, that's evil. That's evil. That's worse than the world, do you? When you get old, you just have no use. You have no purpose. What kind of filthy spirit is that? Look, this young man don't even understand. He gonna get old one day. Everybody's gonna age. And when you get to that point, do you want somebody to just throw you away because you're not able to produce no more? Like, what's wrong with you people over there? This ain't of the Most High. This ain't of the Bible. Man, there's a scripture that just comes into mind right now. Hold on real quick. Let me pull this. Let me pull this scripture out. Everybody claiming to be elders aren't elders either. Just because you hear somebody say they are elder, that don't mean that they are elder. An elder is a person of status, of a real stature, ancient grays of hairs. We talking about an elder, not just these people just using that word in the Israelite community. Elder this and elder that one and elder this. Man, nah, I ain't trying to hear none of that. An elder is a person who's really lived their life 70s, 60s, 80s, 90s. These are elders. And it's a certain way you're supposed to treat them. It's a certain way you're supposed to treat them. And the scriptures tell us, rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father, and the younger men as a brethren. That means you're supposed to treat an elder as a father. Would you boot your father Would you boot your father out there in the streets because he's not able to produce labor anymore? Yep, Dow makes anybody who got some money an elder. All these former NFL players ain't no damn elders. Pastor Rufus says Kabira has his natural Muslim father living in his mansion, and the saints there take care of him 24/7. So let me get this right. Kabir, he taking care of his father who's an elder. But anybody else, if they ain't producing, they got to go. Wow. Wow.
And my mindset is like, dang, didn't Jesus say that? Like, if you're a tree and you're not producing fruit, then what happens to you? If you're a branch and you're not producing fruit, what happens to you? So they want to say Pastor Dow is a tyrant. He's just manipulating you. He's just doing it in order so that way he can be a king and you all are going to be the servants. I don't even know what to say to that, honestly. Pastor Bell has been nothing but righteous since I've been in this truth. He's helped me in tons of ways. And me and Pastor Dow don't talk that much. I've probably had maybe an hour total conversation with Pastor Dow. But I follow him because I see the fruits and the works that he has. You know, I heard one thing too.
You hear the lies and the hypocrisy, the devil talking. He says, Dow done a lot to help me. And then he stops and says, well, I only spoke to Dow for 1 hour. And then he goes and say, I followed Dow because of all his fruits. So you see how the truth just comes out? You hear that? He says, listen to what he said, y'all. Dow helped me in so many things. Well, I only talked to Dow for an hour, but you know, I followed Dow because of his fruits. You're lying. That's what make me think these people be threatening people. Like, who made you do this video? I think Dow or Kabir gave him a bonus out of his own paycheck to do this video. Look, if you get on there and do this video, you're going to get an extra $200 this week. That's my theory. Maybe they bought him some Xbox games. I don't know. Maybe they let him get an extra drink this week. I don't know, bro. Maybe they let the liquor drawer open. Look, we're going to leave that liquor drawer open for you tonight. You get an extra drink. But you're going to get in that car, go out there, and you go do that video. That's what I think. This is crazy. Pastor Rufus says Kabir put him up to do this video 100%. For real. Had to. He didn't do this on his own volition. Ain't no way.
That somebody said that, well, if you all of a sudden stop being a benefit to the community, then the community is just going to get rid of you. And my mindset is like, dang, didn't Jesus say that? Like, if you're a tree and you're not producing fruit, I really don't have much more to say. I have food. I have raiment. I'm going to be content. And there's people out there who want to say that I'm not content or that I shouldn't be content. They want to lure you through the lust of the flesh by saying things like, well, it would be better if you were somewhere else. I don't think so. And I don't think that the people who are saying these things could give me a better life or give me these same benefits or give me the same freedom that I have here.
Sir, you can give yourself those same benefits. You're a grown man. Christ can give you the freedom you desire. Absolutely. This man has zero understanding of the word because, you know, this is crazy. He's being led by a former NFL player who was given pastoral position, probably because he paid for it. If y'all don't see that it's money that's got these men in these positions, then I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. And, you know, they're going to continue to expose themselves. I think, let me see. It looked like Dirty Mac and Dow got another video out. Yeah, I'm on the case right now. So let me see what other type of manipulation is going on over here. Y'all give me one moment. Let me pull this up here. All right. And I'm reacting to this live. Y'all. Hey, listen, I'm hot on the case all the way until Bryson is discovered. All the way until Bryson Murray is discovered. I'll be over here doing a lot of streaming on New Breed Universal because, you know, I got to spread the material out for various reasons. Here, let me pull this up here. All right. Let's see what he's talking about.
It's literally deafening. And I can't really even use that statement and say that it's actually accurate because Joe Biden proved to the whole entire world exactly what the left trying to cover up all.
This Negro still talking about politics. Where's Bryson Murray, sir? I ain't even gonna waste my time with this one, y'all. He's still over there talking about Biden and Donald Trump. Listen, y'all. As people, we got to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps and stop falling for the political mind games, man. It's getting old. I mean, every 4 years, we doing the same thing. I give it 10 more seconds, then, you know, it is what it is. But y'all know he keep throwing politics, religion, scripture. He throwing everything at y'all instead of telling you where Bryson Murray's at.
All this time. The man needs to be in a hospice home. The man is feeble. He's senile. He's unfit. And according to the Constitution, I think it's the 25th Amendment.
All right. He ain't telling us nothing we don't know about Joe Biden. Let's go. But there you have it, man. For people thinking that, you know, we are turning in Dow to the Europeans as we've been accused of. I need you people to ask yourself, where's Bryson Murray? And does anybody care about where Bryson's at? Also, they're doing a fantastic job self-destroying. They're doing a fantastic job ruining themselves. Now, hopefully this edifies some of you all out there so you can understand there's a lot of manipulation, a lot of deflecting going on over there. And yeah, that's right, Divine Guidance. He's just trying to change the subject at this point. But we gonna stay on the case. Shout out Brainwaves. Shout out everybody joining the broadcast. Shout out to everybody who's been speaking on this material here, speaking on Bryson's behalf, and not playing the religious games with these people. And just peace and blessings to everybody, man. Y'all be safe out here. I got more videos coming. Y'all be safe. With that being said, shalom and peace.